Max was the turnout of my lifestyle. Smoking green, blowing white clouds to build the blue skies. Conversating with the gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Gods by my wildflower to let them know that it's the God's hour. This love's the never-ending saga. Walk through the sands of times like Gara. On the other side of that gad is karma. You wet Prada, the devil like inside your box now. While the angels fly over my headstone.
We are back with another episode of the God's Hour podcast with your boy Big Serbs, back in the motherfucking place to be, La Merca Superior Palace 81 Studios, live and direct in the building. Numero 60, yes. 60, yes. Free to wave, bruh. Free Sue Surf. Sue Surf, legendary battle rapper out of New Jersey, I don't think he was arrested, or maybe he was arrested. I don't know exactly the details, but he allegedly, supposedly, assumably is fucking, whatever the fuck it is. But apparently he has RICO charges, and a lot of people are getting at Sue Surf, oh my God, Surf, you're fucking your life up, you're throwing your life away, da-da-da-da-da. But he himself has said that, you know, your past mistakes will catch up to you, which I think is sad because it's kind of like, I guess he's just tied into, because, you know, the RICO was like, as long as they could tie you into like whatever bullshit, they could knock you for it. So we all know that Surf is from neighborhood, and, you know, he obviously has bars that are like talking about allegedly street things. I was gonna get more detail, but I probably shouldn't, because if the feds is watching, that means that fucking they could come after him at any point. And let me fucking, there we go. Let me put this shit up right here. Boom. So Surf, it's really sad, man, because Surf has been on like this streak where he's been killing everybody, bro. He beat JC. I mean, he arguably 30 John the Don, JC, and I forgot who he battled in between there. But I know for a fact like this shit is like sad, because it's kind of like, this is why I even talk so much shit about not being in the streets, or if you're in the street shit, kind of like just keep it on the low or something, because it's really sad when fucking battle rappers, they just kind of, or any rapper, for any entertainer for that fact, they just kind of get caught up into some things, whether it's like, you know, street shit or like maniac shit, like whatever shit it is, like they still need to figure out. It's kind of lame that artists go through this shit. And I thought I was going to come up here and talk a whole bunch of shit, but I'm not, because it just boils down to the fact that if you are tied to any gang-related, street-related shit that the feds could come and knock you for, and the D's, the police, whoever, they could come and knock you for it, that they're going to, did the fucking mic like slowly go down? I feel like I'm fucking, what the fuck? What kind of bullshit is this? Come on, Mike. Come on, bro. I need you like right here, bro. Shit. Over here fucking up the podcast. So, yeah, that's all I gotta say is free Sue Surf, bro. It's really unfortunate that, and I already see this shit is like lowering down again. What the fuck, bro? What kind of cheap ass fucking mic stand is this? Fucking up the whole shit over here. Fuck, bro. So, just free Sue Surf, bro. I really feel like this is fucking bullshit. I already see this. This is like unbelievable bullshit right here. Jesus fucking. You know, you think you'd buy some fucking nice equipment. You think this equipment will last you long when you spend like $60 on a fucking mic stand. You would think this shit, you know, this is supposed to be handled pre-production or whatever, but obviously this is La Merca Superior, not fucking Hollywood and Highland or whatever the fuck. So let me just... Hopefully that'll do it. But Free Sue Surf, man, that's some bullshit. I feel like, you know, they locked him up right when he was getting, like, destroying everybody. I know he had John JC, and I'm forgetting one person, but I don't know why Surf doesn't like, isn't consistent. Like, this is the first time Surf was ever consistent in his career, because you had, I mean, maybe like before the Geechee Gotti battle, everybody, this is really like a debatable classic up until like people think Surf beat Geechee. I don't think he did. I think it was really debatable. I think it's one of those classics that Geechee has. Geechee has a lot of classics, but Surf was on a losing streak, bruh. I want to say after that, you know, I feel like he lost to 40 Bars. He lost to Loaded Lux. And I feel like he threw those battles. Like, those were battles that people wanted to talk about. And I don't know, man. I don't know if he was point shaving or something, battle shaving or whatever the fuck it is. Pause. But in recent battles, he's been knocking everybody out with these crazy bars, crazy rounds. I don't really have any quotables at the moment because I didn't really like pay attention to the battles because I've had other shit to do. But it's just really sad, you know, because Surf, you know, the RICO, they don't just give you 5 to 10 years. They're looking to put you away for 30 years and up, give you life sentences and all that shit. And I just think it's crazy how these RICO, how like they're using the RICO. I feel like they're abusing it, bro. Like, they're getting Gunna, who allegedly they dropped the charges, or like they're gonna not include him in the whole YSL RICO case. But I think it's just the fact that these DAs or whoever they are, they want to target certain gangs or individuals that are a part of gangs or entertainers, and they just fucking go crazy at abusing the law, just kind of like doing cowboy shit where they just want to lock everybody up. And they don't really give a fuck who they're affecting, because it's under the guise of like of their career, like it makes them look good, or like they're protecting and serving the community, which is like they're like, what are you really doing by getting famous rappers and singers and shit locked up? You're really not doing a whole lot. You know, there's a lot of crimes out there, unsolved murders, shit like that. But the fact that these rappers and shit, these battlers and all that are such a big fucking focus is kind of like, it's what is it? It's kind of like it's just interesting to me. I don't know. I don't understand it. I don't really care to understand it, because at the end of the day, it's all bullshit. It's a whole systemic fucking pillage, in my opinion. And I just hope that they don't lock him up for his like bars, like, you know, like they try to go in court like, oh, you said this in a battle, and that ties to some murder that happened in fucking New Jersey or whatever it is. Surf was allegedly. And Free Sue Surf, man, there's really nothing much to say, man. Great battle rapper, probably one of the greatest of this generation. Definitely top 5 performers of I would say like the last however many years he's been in the game or whatever. I don't know how it goes by generations, but definitely, you know, Surf came around the later like battlers and stuff like that. But in any case, I just want to shout out Free Sue Surf. You know what I mean? Fuck the system, fuck the government and all that shit. And you know what I mean? 9-5 to infinity time. I don't know why I said that. Oh, before we really get into anything, rest in peace, Coolio, bro. He's passed away. He's in the gangster's paradise now. I don't mean that to be disrespectful. I say that to salute him, because Coolio, legendary. He's from the West, right? No, I'm fucking it up. He's not. I don't think he's from the West, but his videos look like they were from the West and shit. But Coolio was really dope, man. Really innovative, especially like with his whole like aesthetic and stuff like that. I wasn't too into Coolio, you know what I mean? But he had those two songs, Gangster's Paradise and the other one where it's like slide, slide down the ride, some shit like that. Whatever song that was. Rest easy to Coolio, you know what I mean? Peace and blessings to all the family, prayers out there to his loved ones. And yeah. Um, 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 Over the weekend, let's talk about the weekend now. Saturday, what the fuck did I do? I always got to think about it. I never remember it. I always got to spend like a minute, thinking about what the fuck I did. So fucking Saturday, I know I did something. I think, to be honest, I think I just kicked out. I've been watching Invincible. So there's the superhero show Invincible. I probably like went halfway. I like watched half of it already. Super awesome show. It's kind of like what if superheroes. It's about the kid. His dad's like the fucking most powerful superhero in the world, and like he gets his powers super late, but he's kind of like already adept to fucking learning all of his gifts and talents and shit like that. So the show's basically about him like harnessing his powers and really just figuring out what he needs to do as far as being a superhero, because like there's already these other superheroes and shit, but it seems like he's like the most powerful one or something like that. Like he already knows what he's doing. He could already pretty much like save the day type shit, but really he's like new at it, so he fucks up and he like causes a lot of damage, more than he does good and shit. So it was just a really interesting show that I've been getting into. I'm like up to the point where like he's like trying to date his girl, and he's trying to like balance his girl and like being a superhero and shit, which is like really interesting to me, because in the superhero movies, like in the other, like the Marvel movies and shit, they make that shit look like a piece of cake. Like, oh, fucking, you could just go to dinner with your girl, and then like as you're done or almost done or something, some bullshit happens and you got to go save the day. Like, really, being a superhero look like it's really not that intrusive to your personal life, but Invincible like tackles that, like where you see him in his how his being a superhero affects him in his day-to-day life, which I think it was really cool. Really, like, from watching The Boys to Invincible, it's like fucking watching, a fifth grader paint versus like a Picasso painting or something. As far as like, nailing like the superhero, like personal shit. So you have The Boys, which is really like a more like a dramatic, like what superheroes would be if they were celebrities, versus like Invincible is more like a kid first getting his superpowers, and like how it is for him for the first time using his powers. So I just thought that was really cool. Me and my pop, we got some hot dogs, some chili beans, you know what I mean, with some fucking Fritos. The Fritos jalapeno scoops are the best chips, like the best Fritos of all time. I encourage everybody to get those. Don't get the Frito bean dip. You'll be gassier than a fucking, a skunk in a fucking skunk rally or something like that. Really, really, really delicious Fritos jalapeno. This isn't a Frito plug. Fuck Frito-Lay, the company. It's fucking modern day slavery. But the chips are fucking banging. So fuck the company. Fuck with the chips. I've been playing Spider-Man Miles Morales, and I think it's really, really unique that they're bringing like the Puerto Rican culture into the Spider-Man. Because now that I think about it, the fucking whole Spider-Man shit was about like some white dude living in New York, probably Manhattan or somewhere rich, where white people live in New York. But Miles Morales, he lives in Harlem. He's New Yorican. He's half Puerto Rican, half black, según. So, I think it's really dope that like they put the whole Puerto Rican ethnic culture in the Spider-Man universe, at least in the video game, because it's not really like ever been done before. And like Miles Morales is like a new character. This isn't like one of Stan Lee's original whatever comic book characters. This is a Spider-Man that came out. I want to say like within the last 5 years. I think Miles has been around, or at least 10, for sure. And the Spanish is horrible, bro. Like I'm literally like, whoever his mom's supposed to be in the video game is probably white, the way she's speaking Spanish, and he probably failed Spanish too in high school or whatever. But it really would have helped. I feel like it really, really would have been like more helped them and brought more authenticity to the characters if they had actually fucking learned Spanish, like real New York Spanish, because I come from the Chicano California Spanish, where it's a lot of like Ewe, you know, que onda, you know, la neta, shit like that. New York, they have their own, you know, coño and all that shit. They have their own lingo, you know what I mean? Everyone has their own lingo, and especially in New York, I would have really wanted to see that. Versus when I was playing the game and I was listening to the Spanish, I'm like, oh, this is like that proper Spanish they try to get away with telling you, like, when you go to school and shit. They're like, this is how you speak proper Spanish. And it's like, that's some bullshit, because there's no such thing as proper Spanish. It's just like bullshit. In my opinion, it's improper Spanish when you listen to it in class, because when you try to talk that shit in the streets or like anywhere else, you're really like, okay, I could tell that you got all your Spanish from a book or from a white person or something. Not to be disrespectful, because there is a proper way to speak Spanish without the slang, but to me that's just not speaking slang, you know what I mean? But everyone has their own slang, like, you know, dead ass, fucking, you know, LMAO or whatever the fucking, you know what I mean? Like, everyone has their own like slang. So if you don't use slang, I just feel like you're just kind of like disconnected from the people in some sense, which is, I mean, it's not bad. But while I was like playing the game and listening to them speak Spanish, I was like, they got everything but the language right, and the language is so important, bro. Like, don't make me feel like playing a New Yorican. He looks like a New Yorican, and then when I listen to him, ¿Cómo estás? You know, te amo. You know, mucho gusto. Like, it's like, there's a way you speak it, bro. Like, there's a way you could tell when somebody is a Spanish speaker and when someone is not. Like, I'm not a Spanish speaker. I'm not a fluent Spanish speaker. I understand it and I get it. So I understand like the variables of like Spanish speaking, like from the ranchero style, the way the northerners speak, the southerners, the tourists. I know, I could pretty much know like, oh, okay, this fool is a for real, like he's really from Michoacan, or he's from, you know, wherever. Like, it's kind of pretty much obvious, but I mean, that's a real like nitpicky shit, but just to me, like, you know, whatever. I mean, it's not terrible, but it's just every time I listen to them speak Spanish, I'm like, this shit is funny, bro. Cause like, you know, like you literally, it just seems like, okay, like when they were like going over the lines, like when they're recording the lines, they're like, okay, this is the line. Say it as best as you can. And they went over it a few times. They're like, all right, fuck it, we'll just keep it like that. But I mean, overall, the game is really good. I would say in some sense, it's better than the original Spider-Man. It's definitely a little bit more different. Like, it's in the winter, so it's like there's snow everywhere. And he has his own style of fighting and like web slinging and shit, which I thought was really cool. A lot of people would say like this is more of a DLC game. Not really for me, because like, I don't know, I feel like DLCs, it's like the same shit, versus like, I feel like this is really a different game, you know? So I'm not like, oh, fucking, I shouldn't even have bought this game. Like, no, it's really like, it's its own game, so fuck it. You know, it's different people, different shit going on, everything's different, so I appreciate that. And I just think it's really dope that they have ethnic culture. They're like diversifying ethnic cultures within the whole superhero universe. I think that's really dope. I really need a fucking a towel over here, because we're not out of the woods yet. I'm still sweating my ass off. You know, fucking, you would think it's like 11 in the morning. We would have in like the beginning of October, we would have cold weather, but I can't wait till I have cold weather so I can put on my hoodies and shit. I could rock my fucking whatever and just like, you know what I mean? Just be comfortable instead of having to be hot. I wanted to wear a tank top, but there's like flies around biting me and shit. I really want to buy a fucking, what are those things? The lamps, they zap the bugs and shit. I want a bug zapper. I gotta plug the fucking, the laptop charger, because you know this is the most unprofessional whatever in fucking Califas, as my father says in the last episode of the God's Hour podcast. So yeah, pretty much over the weekend I just kicked it, man. Like anytime I could just chill, bruh. I want to chill, bruh, cause fucking I'm just trying to focus on like the podcast. I just got a new camera, if you didn't know, FYI, if you haven't noticed in like the last 20 minutes this has been going on. New camera I got, testing it out. I definitely like it a lot more, at least the quality, than the fucking my phone, because with my phone it's kind of like it's got its own style or whatever, but this is really cool. Hugh Jackman is supposed to be in the new Deadpool 3. I think it's really dope. Hugh Jackman said that the last Wolverine movie he did was going to be his last one, and then lo and behold, he's in Deadpool 3. There was an article explaining why he wanted to do it, but I mean, it's pretty simple. Like, Deadpool is it's just like a different version of Wolverine without the he's pretty much Wolverine without the adamantium. Deadpool, he could regenerate, I think, faster than his power. He could regenerate faster than Wolverine. Wolverine will still fuck Deadpool up, so I really want to see that. I really want to see Hugh Jackman as Wolverine just slice fucking Deadpool up into bits. Ryan Reynolds, because I think that'll be comical. And I forgot what cartoon movie it is where they slice Deadpool up and they have every like different part of his limbs like different like captured different in like different places and stuff like that. But I want to see it, man. Deadpool 3 isn't going to be coming out till 2024. I really feel like it's like, why? Like, why do they do that, bruh? I know they did that with Grand Theft Auto. Like, I want to say somewhere like around 2011 or 12, they said GTA was going to come out either that year or something, and they ended up pushing it back. It's just like, just don't let me know it's coming out until fucking it's ready, you know what I mean? Because it's just pointless. Like what they did with the fucking, when they announced Spider-Man 2, the game, they said it wasn't going to come out till 2023. I get that it's around the corner, 2023, but I think it's going to come out like late in the year, like around November or something. It's like, bro, that's like a whole year away. Like, I don't want to know about that shit. Who really gives a fuck about things like that? Are you really on the calendar like, yes, I'm gonna fucking, like, no, bro, that's bullshit. I feel like people fucking are crazy about shit. They leaked the GTA 6 prototype or whatever, gameplay or whatever, because like people want to see that GTA 6 is gonna come out soon, and it's not, bro. Like, realistically, GTA 6, I think they said, is not going to come out till like 2025 or something like that. Like, you know, I remember when, what is it? I still remember playing GTA 4, bro, and I remember thinking like, this is the best game of all time. And then when GTA 5 came out, I'm like, this has to be the last Grand Theft Auto, bro. Like, where do they go from here? Like, the graphics, the detail, the characters, the story, everything about GTA 5 was just out of this world, bro. I'm like, what the fuck are they gonna do? What could they possibly do, bro? They really can't do all that much, but I mean, supposedly they're gonna have a fucking female protagonist and all that. I think that's dope. I really think they're going in the right direction. I just think that's cool. You know what I mean? But yeah, I really don't like when movies, video games, and all that, they tell you years before this shit happens that fucking, you know, and now my camera stopped recording. Well, my camera overheated, so that's some other shit that I gotta fucking deal with. As far as like this whole GoPro shit, I'm glad I'm a super amateur at this, but it's okay because it's live. You're learning with me, I'm learning with you. And as long as we learn from each other, mistakes can be made and lessons can be learned. So yeah, I'm really excited about Red Dead 3, which ain't gonna come out for like another 15 years, and GTA 6, which ain't gonna come out for another 5 years. I just had a fucking delicious empanada. I had to literally put the camera in the fucking freezer for like 80 seconds, you know what I mean, before this shit overheated, just so it could like cool down. But I'm just gonna run through this shit real quick, you know what I mean? I've been watching Andor, the new show on Disney, the Disney Plus. And it's okay. It's kind of boring. I don't think it's all that great. You know what I mean? Nothing too special. It's just like another Star Wars show to hold people down for their subscription. It's all right. I could see the hardcore Star Wars heads getting into it, but I'm not really that into it myself. I'm just like whatever about it. So it's okay. It's not bad. It's not great. It's just like whatever. The story's okay. Everything's okay. Like it's like I almost want it to be bad, but it's not. It's like just like tolerable, which sucks because the show should be fucking like it really should be captivating and all that jazz, but it's really not. So far I'll give it like a 5 or a 6. It's like it's really not. It's really just average. You get what I'm saying? So Geechee versus Mook. Geechee Gotti versus Murda Mook is happening, I think, either in November. I think it's sometime in November, but I'm really excited for this. You know what I mean? We got the king of the fucking West Coast right now. We got Geechee versus like the king of Harlem, arguably, Murda Mook. And it's going down to New York, which I thought I was going to be like, you know what? Fuck that shit. They should have had it somewhere like in Atlanta or something, like middle ground or something. But the more I thought about it, it's like Geechee murdered Lux in LA, like arguably like third, like nasty 30 body bag Lux. Like Lux never been beat like that, got his ass beat that bad. But Geechee did it. And the fact that it was in LA would just made it so much better.